Right, okay, I'm just gonna tell you how to set up the ballistic calculation on a scope. If you get your phone, and if you downloaded, hang on, I'll turn the phone on. Right, okay, so if you first thing you do, you turn your Wi-Fi on the scope, then you go to your phone and you go into Ballistics. The ballistic calculator. And you go into the calculation of it, and you put all your details in. You go into the bullet part of the menu, and you pick out your right. I don't know if you're going to see this. Right, this is the ballistic calculator. Right, so this is what you're setting up. Go on to the middle button. No, sorry. If you I've got the sun in my eyes. And at the top of the screen you can press just here, and it says sample data. Right, so if you press the sample data, it comes up with this page. Now once you fill this page out, you put your zero distance in. So if you're shooting at 25 yards, you put 25 in. If you're shooting at 100 yards, you put 100 in. Right, and then you got scope height. So you've got to measure the middle of your scope to the middle of your probe. And that would be your scope height. On this one it's 2.45 inches. Elevation click, you can leave that alone, and then if you come down, you got here, at the moment it's on second focal plane, so you can just turn it on, highlights blue, and now that's on first focal plane. Okay. You come down and it says cartridge sample data. Just here, you press on that. That comes up with a screen just like that, blank. Up here you've got a little cogwheel just here. Okay, so you press on that, and that comes up with a lot of different pellets. Now out of that you pick your pellet, what pellet you're going to use, and once that's done, that will go back onto the page you've just filled out, and it will show you the bullet length, the caliber, the bullet weight, and what's most important is the ballistic coefficient. Okay, and that would be on G1. And of course you would have to chronograph your rifle and put your muzzle velocity in foot per second, and you save it. And then once it's saved, you can cancel out all that, and you can go into the ballistic calculator there, the blue button middle, touch it. That'll come up with all the information you want, and just up here you would have like a little white arrow. I'm not connected to the Bluetooth, so that would be highlighted. You just press that, and that'll transfer that data into the scope. And then you can do away with that. Well, no, don't do away with that, funny enough, because what you got to do after that is go back onto the main page, click, I'll do that again, go back on the main page, click here, the top where it says sample data, right, and you copy all that information you wrote in. So you have that open, and now you go into your ballistic options on the scope, and you OK that, and then hang on. So you go into your ballistic options, you OK it, and then right at the bottom you've got ballistic data settings. You go onto that, and then you copy all that information you've just done on your phone onto that particular page. Okay? So once that information's all copied in, you OK it, and then come back out of the menu. And really that's your ballistics done for you. So once you use your rangefinder, you click it once, that tells you the range, then a quick click on the same button, X your ballistics. Now I have my ballistics, hang on, I'll come out of that. I have my aiming method on dialing mode, and what that does, you can range find it, it'll tell you, and you press the button again on the rangefinder very quickly, and you'll see that reticle drop or go high, and that's dial-in mode. Now if you have it on the other mode, which is holdover, you get a little kind of red box or green cross, whatever, and that would be your aiming point. Yeah, but I like the reticle to either drop down, so I have it in dial-in mode, and that's how simple it is. Yeah, so I just repeat myself again. Well, I'll come out of that. I'll just repeat myself again. Well, I don't have to, because you could always replay the video. But once you've got all your information in your phone and transferred onto your scope, you copy all the information you just put in, your zero distance, your scope height, and so on. You know, all the information, until when you go into the menu and you go on to ballistic options. You OK it, and then you go into ballistic table, ballistic data settings, and you copy all that information from your phone onto your table. So it'd be like profile A, you know what I mean? And then that's it, it's all done. What I've also put in mine is yellow, how high from sea level I am, which where I live it's 525 feet above sea level. You don't really have to do that. Right, so once you're using your ballistic calculator, you know, in a way of shooting, what you want to do, well, you don't have to do at the minimum distance. Mine's a 5 by 20, so minimum distance will be 5 yards. Shoot your target and do a group shot sort of thing. If it's all hitting in one place, oh dear me, look, there's a big rat there. Anyway, if it's all hitting in one place, you're okay. Then you can go out, say 10 yards and try it again. If it's still the same, okay. Now, at 5 yards, if you're aiming at the target and you're shooting high or shooting low, what you do, you go into your ballistic options, down to your data settings, and you can change the ballistic coefficient or the scope height. There's two ways of doing it. You can either change the scope height only by one increment at a time. So let's say it's 2.45 inches. Take it up to 2.55 or take it down to 2.35. Now, higher you go, that'll bring the pellet down. Lower you go, it will bring the pellet up. Exactly the same as if you was changing the coefficient. My coefficient is 31, G1 31, 0, 31. So if I want to change it by that, once again, just 1 or 2 increments at a time. If you go up, the pellet will drop. If you go down, the pellet will go higher. Okay? Don't use your reticle to adjust the ballistics. You got first zero the rifle with your reticle, of course. You know, then put all this information in, and if you shoot at short distance with the ballistic calculator, if it's shooting high, as I say, higher the number, if you change the scope height or the ballistic coefficient, the pellet will come down. Don't use your reticle to bring that down. Yeah, and that's how easy it is, really. I hope that helps you. I mean, as I say, the most important part really is your scope height, because you've got to measure it yourself. Yeah. I use calipers to do mine. You can use, you know, these drawing aids what does circles. That's a good way as well, because you've got 2 pins. You know, you can put a pencil in one part, put it halfway on your lens, and drop the needle down halfway into the probe. You know, when I say probe, here, halfway on there, and then you can get a tape measure and just measure the distance, you know, and that'll give you the correct correct in a way of inches, and you just enter that in your scope. But as I say, if you're using a ballistic calculator for shooting short distance, to adjust it, you either use the scope height or the ballistic coefficient. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I mean, I'm a bit of a dope, really. Yeah, anyway, so hope that helps, and I'll see you later. Okay, bye.